Hello YouTube family, how are you doing? My name is Edwin. Welcome to Edis AI Lab, where we talk about tips, tools and hacks as far as AI is concerned. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. We give out value upon value. So today I want us to talk about the best tool that Google ever gave learners across the entire world. The name of that tool is NotebookLM. NotebookLM has proven to be the best tool if you're trying to understand information from different pools of sources. NotebookLM is an amazing tool built for learning, and I want us to review it. Keep it here. So this right here is NotebookLM. This is the website from Google called NotebookLM. And as you can see, the words in bold here is understand anything. Your research and thinking partner grounded in the information you trust, built with the latest Gemini models. So let's see what NotebookLM is about. So try NotebookLM. So once we are in, you can see there are featured notebooks right here from Google themselves. We want to create a new notebook and I want to show you the different things you can do with the different sources of information that you might be having. So create new. And once you're here, you can see it's very straightforward. You can choose, you can upload files, whether in PDF, text, Markdown, audio, etc. Or you can pull resources from your Google Drive and Google Workspace. You can pull resources from your website or from a YouTube channel or YouTube links. You can also pull resources from a copied text. Let's say you've done a research somewhere and you want to put all that research as part of your sources when using NotebookLM. You can copy all that. So I want us to tackle the issue of AI and policy making in Africa. So I have a PDF here with me. So choose files. It's right here. So this is the PDF we'll refer to as our first source. Once you upload a PDF, NotebookLM is able to digest the content of that PDF. And now you can literally ask it questions based on the information in that PDF. But remember, if you're trying to do very deep research, one PDF is never enough. So how do you get extra sources? So you can come back here and add a new source. And for this case, I want to show you how you can add YouTube links as sources to NotebookLM. You're going to come to YouTube. You can choose a video or two that you're going to use as links to your sources. So you're going to take, let's say, for example, this first video, copy the link, then come back to NotebookLM, come to YouTube right here, link, and then paste the URL. Now it's been added to our sources. But let's say, for example, we could add 3 more sources. So we can come back to YouTube around the same topic. And then let's say this interview by BBC. We could also take the URL of this video and add it to our sources. Remember, if you're trying to do some research, the more sources you have, the better, because it means you'll have more information to work with. So insert, and so on and so forth. You can do this for as many YouTube links as possible. We have a PDF and we have YouTube links. Let's say we still need more information, but we don't know where to get this information from. So NotebookLM also has this ability. If you come to discover sources and tap here, if you can describe what you're looking for, it will be able to go on the internet, as you can see, find sources from the web, and it will get you the documents and sources and files for whatever topic you're looking for. We are looking for content that regards AI, ethics, and policy making in Africa. So we're literally just going to write that. So AI, ethics, and policy making in Africa. So NotebookLM will go online and it will try to look for research papers that have been done by people, news articles, extra YouTube channels and links that we haven't put here. It will combine all that, and you're going to see shortly how it will present all those new sources. So now click submit, and now it goes on the web to look for information that regards what you've written. We have our sources. As you can see, it has found 10 sources. So these are PDFs, Word documents, PDF, Word documents. You don't have to use all of them. You can select like the best 5 out of these. So you can first deselect. As you can see, it has selected all files, all sources. So we deselect that. And then we select, let's say, our best 5. We don't have to use all of them. Our best 5 is enough. As you can see, we now have 5 sources selected. We can say import, and they'll be added to our sources. So right now, you have a pool of information that NotebookLM can refer to for anything that you're going to ask it, which is very, very good, because the more information you have, the easier it will be for you to understand concepts, because you've pulled all this information into one AI tool that can digest it for you. We can now ask NotebookLM questions about AI ethics and policy making in Africa, and it will reference these sources and nothing else. So another amazing feature about NotebookLM is that it has very minimal hallucinations, because it only refers to the sources that you've given it. It won't go outside. It will literally only refer to what you've given it. We're going to ask it which is the biggest bottleneck when it comes to AI policy making and ethics in the African continent. So let's see what it will tell us based on our 8 sources. So hit enter. So this is how ideally you would interact with NotebookLM. You ask it questions and it refers to all the sources you've given it, which makes it an amazing tool to learn. It's insanely good. The biggest bottleneck when it comes to AI policy making stems from a complex of interplay of foundational infrastructure deficits, all that. And as you can see, it also references where it got that information from. There are numbers here besides the answers it will give you. And these numbers refer to where exactly it got that information from the 8 sources you gave it. So again, minimal hallucinations. It tells you, I got this information from page 2 of this document. So what if you want to take it a step further and you want to consume the information in these 8 sources in a different way aside from just chatting with NotebookLM? So let me show you how you can turn all the 8 sources in this particular project into one singular podcast that you can listen to if you consume information very well as an audio listener. How can we turn all this information into a podcast? If you look towards the right, you can see there's something written audio overview, and right there is something that looks like a pen. So once you click on the pen, we can customize how we want our podcast to look like. And we have 4 different formats that NotebookLM has. You can do a deep dive where it's a conversation between 2 hosts. They unpack and connect topics in your sources. There's a brief one where it's a very short podcast where they just talk about the information in your sources in general. There's critique, where an expert review of your sources offering constructive feedback to help you improve your material. And there's also debate. Debate is where 2 people are talking about the information in your sources. So these are the 4 main formats when you're trying to create a podcast. If it's something very complex, like a topic like this, you would want it to be a deep dive where they talk about it extensively. And if they're talking about it extensively, it also means you can change the length. You have the option to choose shorter, default, or longer. In this case, we're going to choose longer. You can choose the language you want. They have a ton of languages here to choose from. NotebookLM, I think there are over 100 languages. If you don't speak English, you can always choose another language and it will create a podcast in that language, regardless if your sources are in English. So our sources are in English, but you can have podcast in any language. You can see here Afrikaans, there's Swahili, there's Galego, all these Indonesian. It can also translate. And now you're going to click generate. It will start generating the podcast based on our 8 sources. As it does that, we can also create a video overview. A video overview is amazing if you're a visual learner. If you come here to video overview, tap on it. Again, you can choose the language you want. In this case, we're going to keep it as English. And now in this box, you can maybe choose specific sources that you want NotebookLM to stick to. So this applies to a situation whereby you don't want the video overview to cover all the 8 sources. Just click generate and it will generate that as well. So as the audio overview and the video overview are generating, we can also come to mind map. So what is a mind map? A mind map is something created by NotebookLM that helps you visualize the different categorizations of the topics that are in your sources. So if you have 10 topics, the mind map will be able to show you subtopics of those 10 topics and then more subtopics within those subtopics. So it's able to digest and categorize information in your sources. So click on mind map and immediately that also generates as well. So we have 3 generations currently pending. The other one right here is reports. It will just generate a compiled report of all the information in your 8 sources. So that's just a report. There's also flashcards, which are just cards with information regarding your sources. So let's also ask it to generate flashcards, and we'll also talk about quiz. So quiz is amazing if you love gamifying your learning experiences. If you find that you learn better through fun quizzes, this is an amazing way to ask NotebookLM to convert all the information in your 8 sources into an interactive quiz game that you can learn with. We'll also ask it to create a quiz for us based on the 8 sources. And then I'll show you how all these look independently. The flashcards are ready. Let me show you how they look like. So if you click on flashcards, if you expand the viewer, so this is how they look like. So in this case, you can see what is the central philosophical phrase of Ubuntu that contrasts with the Descartes I think, therefore I am. So you can see the answer is a person is either through other persons or I am because we are. So that is the answer. And if you want an explanation, you can ask NotebookLM to explain that flashcard. So flashcards are mini questions with answers, all based on the 8 sources that we've uploaded on our NotebookLM. So African AI quiz. We can expand that. So we can see, one, it's based on our 8 sources, and we have 12 questions to learn. And in our first question, in her talk, Wakanya Hoffman explains that the term Ubuntu is a compound word that literally translates towards concept. The concept here is, I am because we are. If you're wrong, it tells you why you're wrong. And if you're right, it tells you why, and it writes an explanation for you. So in this case, the answer is B. So it gives an explanation on that, and then it tells you to go to the next question. So the next question, whatever the question is, if you answer A and you're wrong, again, it explains it to you. And then if you haven't understood, you can always ask it to explain further right here and then say next. So you gamify your learning experience using quizzes. So that is quizzes. And then we have our mind map, which is also ready. So this is how the mind map looks like. As you can see, it has already categorized the main topic, which is AI ethics and policy making in Africa, into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different into 5 different topics that also have subtopics. If you click on this, you can see that has its own subtopics. It has its own subtopics like that. So a mind map helps you categorize the information in your sources using NotebookLM. This mind map has been generated from our 8 sources. And once you're happy with how the mind map looks like, you can always download it and it will come to your phone or to your computer as a PNG file. So that is the mind map. Our podcast is also ready as well. So let's see how the podcast looks like. So you just tap on the play button right here.
Welcome to the deep dive. We take those dense, complex source materials, unpack them, and basically give you the crucial insights you need to be genuinely informed. Think of us as your shortcut.
And today we're diving into something huge, governing generative AI. It's one of the biggest questions out there right now.
So the podcast has been generated based on the information in our 8 sources. If you don't like reading, you can always use a podcast format to understand the information using NotebookLM. You can always download it here. Tap on these 3 buttons, then click download. It downloads as an MP3 to your phone and you can enjoy it at your own time. That is very straightforward and it's amazing. So finally, our video overview is done. So let's see what NotebookLM has created for us using the 8 sources we uploaded.
So when we talk about AI in Africa, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Probably just adoption, right? Taking tech that was built somewhere else and just using it. But that's not the real story. Not even close. What's actually happening is so much bigger problems. This is more than a mirror of what we are. Just think about that for a second. If AI is a mirror, you have to ask, who's holding it? What's it reflecting? And whose values are steering back?
So you can see it has created a video presentation based on the 8 sources we gave it. This is an amazing way to learn. If you're a visual learner, you absolutely need to try video overviews in NotebookLM. And if you're happy with the video, you can always come to the 3 buttons right here. Then you can click download. It will go to your local storage and you can watch it at your own time. So that is video overview in NotebookLM. So what have you learned about NotebookLM? Google really went all the way in to assist the process of learning as much as they could. Right now it means, aside from the traditional way of reading material, you can literally listen to material. You can have a video presentation in that material. You can study a mind map of that material. You can consume that information interactively through flashcards and through quizzes. And guess what? You can do all this for free. What I've just done and what I've demonstrated is on the free plan of NotebookLM. Now, Google do say that once you pay for the Google AI Plus and Pro plans, you can access more capabilities in the NotebookLM platform. But as you can see, you can do quite a lot even on the free plan. Test it out, experiment as much as you can, and finally, learn as best as you can. So if I was to rate it out of 10, it's a solid 10 out of 10 in my books. That will be it for today. If you love the content in this video, please like the video. It goes a long way to helping my channel grow. Like, subscribe, and please comment. Let me know if you have any questions regarding NotebookLM, and I'll be happy to engage you in the comments. I'll see you on the next one.